last session, we had very clear discussion about, I hope you people may aware, yes, sir, we discussed about, sir, what are various Django REST framework views? Forgetting what are various Django REST framework views we covered, sir. Do you know, if you consider Django REST framework views, there are two view classes provided by Django REST framework. What is the first one? I forgot the name. Can you please confirm what is the first one, sir? Please respond. I forgot the name. What is the first one? API view. What is the second one, sir? Second one is view set. Regarding second one itself is view set. Okay, like API view. Second one is the view set, right? Okay. By using these two view classes, we can define business logic for our endpoint. Remember this one, endpoint itself is API endpoint, right? Sir, we can provide business logic for our endpoint, right? Okay. Now, my target is, sir, when we should go for API view, when we should go for view set. In the last session, very briefly, I covered when we should go for API view, sir. Sir, very simple. If, sir, you know API view, just like our function-based view, there, everything we have to write the logic. Regarding everything we require to write the logic, right? So, control clear, sir, control flow, we can able to see. Next, complete control over the logic will be there. If you are performing very complex operation, then happily we can go for API view. Okay, like. But when we should go for a view set, most of the code will be generated automatically by the view set. That's why standard operations, if you want to perform without any customization, then we can go for view set concept. Standard operations, if you are going to perform, then we should go for view set concept, right? Okay. Well, so now here let me go for a simple example for API view. The theory already we covered in the last session. Let me talk about a simple example, sir. Here, let me go for, okay, new example must be required. Here, now, REST API apps OT. Okay, now I'm taking Django admin, start project with the REST C2, like this I'm taking, sir. Regarding with the REST C2, like this I'm taking. Okay. Application is ready. I mean project is ready. Now, sir, with the REST C2 I'm taking, sir. Now here just let me go for, sir, can you please guide, sir? What is the next one? Py manage.py. Here just start the app, okay, test the app, like this I'm taking. Now application is also ready. Okay, let me go for that. Yes, all this nonsense I don't want. It's a complete new thing, so that's why, right? Sir, now this is our last project, sir. I mean with the REST C1. Sir, let me remove this one. This file is not required. Okay, now with the REST C2, like this. So first, we should not ignore this one. Let me go for settings.py. Can you please tell what things I required here, sir? In the install apps, I forgot, sir, because there is a gap. I forgot what things I have to add, sir. Can you please confirm? Please respond. REST, sir, first REST framework we have to add, sir. REST framework. Okay, this is the third-party application, and then, sir, now I'm trying to take test the app. Okay, test the app like this, right? Okay, well, sir, now what we have to do is, let me go for user.py. Let me go for user.py, sir. Here I want to implement user.py. Sir, class just test API view. This API view should be child class of API view. Remember this one, should be child class of API view. So that's why compulsory you require to import API view class. Sir, where API view is available? From REST framework, dot views. Regarding from REST framework dot views, import API view. Observe that very carefully, sir. Sir, API view present inside REST framework dot views. Sir, class test API view. Now I'm taking, sir, API view. Okay, like I'm taking. That's all. Any doubt? Friends, up to this is that clear, right? Okay. Sir, import API view class test API view. Sir, now if you are implementing, if you are extending API view, sir, do you know we have to provide get method, post method, put method, these kind of things. If you go for view set, then we require to provide list method, then we require to provide list method, detail method, retry method, like so. Here HTTP method based on methods we have to define, sir. Sir, now I want to go for get method, def get method, sir. Sir, get method self comma request comma star args star keyword args. Okay, like I'm taking, sir, def get self request star args comma star args, like this I'm taking. Sir, now take very special care. I'm not going to use any database related things. Right? So just I'm taking colors is equal to okay, just I'm taking red color, next yellow color, next green color, like comma blue color, like I'm taking, sir. That's all, just some colors I'm taking. Now, do you know in the API, it is always responsible to provide the response in which form? Please confirm. Compulsory we require to provide the response in which format? JSON format. Compulsory we require to provide JSON. So do you know if you want to provide JSON format, what we have to take is we did okay, several things we did, sir. Okay, some HTTP response serializers concept dot like there are some way, but here take very special care. DRF contains one special class. What that special class is? Response class, right? Okay, remember this one. DRF contains one special class. What that special class, sir? Response class. Remember this one, sir. Response class. DRF contains special class. What is that? Response class, right? So this response class itself is the responsible to convert Python dict to JSON data. Regarding Python dict to JSON type. That's why just you are not required to worry about conversion process. This response itself is going to take care. Oh, our life became very simple, sir, in this terminology. Regarding that, because of this response class, observe that carefully. How to send a response in API view or view set. To send a response to the partner application, DRF provides one special class. What that special class, right? Response class. It will convert input data to JSON format automatically. Remember that. Okay. Have a look once. Saurabh just started. Don't worry. Sir, here return response. Response like this I have to take, sir. Sir, if you want to take a response, first import that response. Regarding import that response, right? Sir, now from REST framework dot response, sir, import response class. That's all, import response class. Return response. Sir, here I have to pass the dictionary. Here some message I'm taking. What that message is, sir, here happy Pongal, like this I'm taking. This is the first key value pair. Second key value pair is colors is colors, right? Regarding, sir, can you please tell total, what is this total thing? It is a dictionary. Regarding how many key value pairs are there? Yes, first key value pair, second key value pair. this total dictionary will be converted into JSON. That JSON is going to be returned by this get method. Any doubt? Friends, everyone in the position to understand this one, right? Sir, we did only small activity. Sir, create test API view, which is the child of API view, just I'm taking. I don't want to take any models and so on, right? Okay, well. Sir, now, here what I want to take, sir, before starting the server, save side, here, just, Padmaraj, response is response class provided by DRF. This response class, sir, will convert Python dictionary to JSON automatically. That's why specially designed class to send a JSON response in the DRF is response class is available. Have a look once. So from REST framework dot response, okay, return response of like this we have to send. Sir, what is this one? Dictionary. If you send the dictionary, converting to JSON automatically is going to take care by this response class. Okay, that's all. No need serializer at this stage. Okay, here directly converting Python dictionary to JSON automatically it's going to take care. Okay, okay. Sir, now what is the next thing I have to take? Just let me test up to this side. Sir, before that, maybe internally some inbuilt applications, maybe database tables may be required. Sir, save side, make migrations, maybe internally some tables may be required. That's why make migrations. Next, what that for predefined applications, migrate, and then one more URL pattern I didn't define. Are you getting right? URL pattern I didn't define. Compulsory we have to define URL pattern. Are you getting? Because am I using API view? Or any other? I'm using API view or view set. Can you please tell in this example? Am I using API view or view set? API view. That's why. So compulsory we require to configure URL patterns manually. Okay. From test app. Okay. Test app import views. Now here, sir, URL. Here just I'm taking API. Next views dot. Okay, just what the test API view dot as view, like this we have to take. Any doubt? Are you seeing any new line in this? Okay, that's all. Sir, now here just observe that why we are taking these colors. Very simple, sir. I want to send some response. That's all. So I want to send some colors response. If any person requesting my API, so what the response I want to send from the get is just a simple colors response. Getting right, Swami? I don't want to use complex example, something like hello world example. Beyond that, nothing. Just to know the flow, to know the basic terminology. That's my intention. Okay, now observe. Have you remember in the last sessions somewhere I told DRF provide sir browsable API to test browsable API. Okay, browsable API to test the API functionality. Are you getting? So how you can use that? First time we are going to use. As of now, browsable API. Maybe next level somewhere I will introduce Postman. Don't worry, sir. As of now, let me talk about browsable API. So first step, let me start the server, sir. Py manage.py. Okay, run server. Py manage.py run server. Yes, server will be started. Now directly let me send the request for this site. Sir, how you can send the request? HTTP 127.0.0.1:8000/API. That's all. So just send the request. Send the request from sir browser. Regarding now automatically DRF browsable API is there. Okay, like, can you please have a look once? Are you getting right? Django REST framework, Django REST framework, allowed methods are get method, allowed methods are get method, options method. Sir, which type of response we are getting? Application by JSON, like this, right? Okay, sir, which message we are getting? Which message you are getting? First message, happy Pongal. Next one after that, second one, colors, like this, right? So we are not required to write. Any partner application. Simply by using browser, you can able to test. This facility is coming from the Django REST framework. Any doubt? Okay. Clear, friends? Can I go to the next level? Okay, that's all. Sir, now get request is ready. Sir, what is this one? Do you know? What is this total thing? This total thing itself is nothing but browsable API. So we are not required to do any configurations. Directly, you can send the request from the browser. But only one thing, REST framework should be already added. To your application settings file. Automatically, this facility by default will be there. Okay, but how you can perform post request, how you can perform all those things I will discuss, don't worry. Okay, clear. Get request is the clear. Of course, I'm not performing any database related stuff. A simple hello world application I'm taking, sir. Okay. Now the next thing. Can I go for post request or not? Can I send a post request or not? Okay, here this is. So just up to this is the clear for all of you, right? Get functionality we provided. Now next one, post request. Okay, I want to send a post request, right? If you want to send a post request, in the post request, partner application will send some JSON data. Correct or not? If it's a post request, partner application will send some JSON data. This JSON data, sir, of course, we require to convert. Some conversion must be required. Correct or not? Some conversion must be required. Compulsory we should go for serializer concept. In the post request, partner application will send some resource data in the form of JSON. To convert this JSON data to Python native data type, serializer must be required or not? Yes, conversion must be required. Then only I can. So for that, what I'm going to take is, observe carefully, sir. First, let me write some serializer function. Okay. What is the file name? Please confirm. What is the file name usually we are going to use? Serializers.py. Of course, here model, these kind of things are not there. Don't worry, sir. Model is not there. Just from REST framework dot or from REST framework import serializers. From REST framework import serializers line. Next, I'm taking class name serializer of serializers dot serializer. Sir, why I'm not going for model? Why I'm not going for model serializer is here model is not there. It is a normal data. Here what fields my end user is a partner application is going to send only one field, sir, name. Only one field, name like this, right? Sir, serializers dot char field, of max length is equal to some 10 I'm taking, sir. That's all. So my serializer, okay, that's all. This is the only one field what I'm taking, sir. That's it. So now take a bit very special case, sir. I'm not going to insert this data in the database and so on. Don't worry. Just I will provide some response based on that, right? Okay, like, sir, now here let me go to next method to handle that. Sir, what is the method? Can you please confirm? What is the method we require to take care? DEF, please confirm. DEF post, sir, self, comma, request, comma, star, args, star, KW, args. Like I'm taking, sir, star, args, star, KW, args. Sir, very simple. Sir, first, this request data is coming in the form of request. That's why what I'm taking, serializer is equal to first import serializer. So from test dot serializers import name serializer, like this I'm taking. Sir, serializer is name serializer of data is equal to request dot data, sir. Regarding data is equal to request dot data, like this, right? Now, do you know whatever data is coming as a part of the request? Now, can you please convert? Can you please, this serializer is the responsible for converting, right? Okay, well. So now, what is the next one I have to take care? Here, take a bit very special care. If serializer data is valid, if validation is completed, okay, get the name, sir. Name is equal to serializer dot data, dot get of name, sir. Can you please get whatever end user provided name, partner application provided name I'm getting, sir. Now message is equal to just I'm taking hello followed by name, happy Pongal, like I'm taking, sir. Happy Pongal, like this, dot format of name, sir. Dot format of name, like this, right? Sir, here we are going to use request dot data, not request dot body session. Request dot data, maybe body also may work. Let me check. Okay, sir, that's all. Here format. Now what is the, sir, message is ready. Now I have to send this message. Okay, like how you can return response of. Okay, here just observe that message is sir message, sir, key value. Now I'm trying to send, sir, else sir, if it is not valid, if there is any validation fails, now return, okay, return response which response I have to take, sir? Do you know serializer dot errors, comma, status is equal to 400, something like this. Don't worry, sir. Here, do you know what I'm taking with whatever data provided by end user, okay, partner application. So I created serializer object. This serializer is the responsible to convert JSON data into Python native data type. Don't worry, sir. Now, sir, if it is the valid after validations, now I'm asking serializer.data. Serializer.data means Python dictionary. Dot get of name. Now I'm getting the name. Hello, name, happy Pongal. Like this, I'm trying to take, sir. Okay, that's our return response. So now I have one small doubt. To send the request for this post, am I required to pass any name or not? Can you please confirm? Respond, friends. Am I required to pass name or not? Yes, compulsory we require to pass the name. Compulsory we require to pass the name because we observed, right? I'm always expecting name. Compulsory we require to pass the name. That's all. If I pass the name, then what is the response I'm going to get? If really this post is going to work, what is the response it's going to generate, sir? Very simple. It is going to tell that hello. So name, happy Pongal, something like it's going to tell. 1 minute, sir. Let me send a request. Observe that carefully, sir. Here, let me open browsable API. Okay. Sir, now here slash API, I'm sending the request. Now have a look once. Earlier, we have only get, but now you can perform post also. Now you can able to perform post operation also. But to send the post data, are you getting right? Here, some form you can able to see. Are you getting some form you can able to see? Who is the responsible to provide this one? Please confirm. Who is the responsible to provide this one? Yes, not this form, DRF. Are you getting Django? REST framework is the responsible. Okay, browsable API itself is the responsible to provide this one, sir. Okay, now I have to send JSON data. Are you getting? I require to send JSON data. Sir, how you can send the JSON data? Within curly brace. Okay, within curly brace. Sir, which data you require to pass? Name is some Durga, like this I'm passing, sir. Can you please confirm, is it JSON data or not? Yes, it is the JSON data only. It is the JSON data only, right? If I send the post request, now the request will comes to post. It is the responsible to convert. The serializer is going to take care conversion. Next, if it is the valid, yes, valid only. Now I will get hello Durga, happy Pongal. This is the response I want to send it to the partner application at the part of post request. That's all. Because I didn't use any database here. Observe that post. Yes. Okay. Now post. Okay. Are you seeing, sir? Can you please observe that? If I send a post, 1 minute. If I send a post, sir, it is the get request what I'm getting. 1 minute. Any problem we are facing? No. Is the post request it is accepting, but where is the response? It's always going to provide only get response. 1 minute, sir. Don't worry. Here, name colon Durga. I'm taking, sir. Name colon Durga, like this I took, sir. Post. Yes, have you observed right? This is the response. Am I getting or not? Hello Durga, happy Pongal. Are you getting hello Durga, happy Pongal? Like it is perfectly. It's working, sir. Okay. Now get request you can send. Post request you can send. Of course, I'm not using any model. That's why just a simple. Am I in a position to send post request or not from the browsable API? Okay, how to write the post method? That's what you people should aware. Beyond that, nothing. Clear? Any doubt? Friends, all the people are in a position to understand. Yeah. Priyanka, nothing will be there. Just observe that. Observe a bit carefully. From the browsable API, here I'm passing. Can I use the word here? Just observe that. Here I'm taking what we call Priyanka, something like I'm taking, sir. Priyanka, like I'm taking. This is the partner application sending post request. Assume that partner application sending post request like now the request will goes to this endpoint. Whenever the request will comes to this endpoint, now the control will comes to post method because it is the post. In that now he is sending some JSON data or not? He is sending some JSON data. Are you getting? He is sending some JSON data, right? Now this serializer is going to take care converting that JSON data into what we call converting that JSON data into Python dictionary. Okay, now if the data is valid, yes ma'am, yes sir, provided data is valid, now get the name. Once we are getting the name, yes, just this is the response I want to send back to the partner application. If any problem is there, then this error information is going to send it to the partner application. Any doubt? Correct, Priyanka. Earlier I told, yes, here observe, where is the partner application? Where is the partner application? So earlier we used partner application as test.py. Are you getting some Python script I wrote? I told yesterday, you remember, right? Sir, this API, once we develop to test this API, one way is we can write our partner application. Okay, test.py. From here you can send the request. Okay, now you will get the response. This is a partner application style. Okay, right. Next, another way, browsable API. From the browsable API also, okay, you can send the request. So now this browsable API acts as partner application. Regarding this browsable API, itself acts as partner application. Okay, without the specific partner application, just by simply saying browsable API, we can send the request. Are you getting right? Now, sir, to send the request to the API, which one I'm using, sir? Instead of Python application, now onwards I'm using what? Browsable API. Who is the responsible to provide this tool, browsable API? Sir, DRF is the responsible to provide. Are you able to understand? Okay, because I don't know, sir. I don't know. I'm not a developer. I'm not assume that I'm not developer. I don't know how to send how to develop a Python application. Then how to test whether API is working properly or not. So browsable API, very cute concept this is. Without having Python application, you can send the request. Completed? Are you in the position to understand, right? Next, sir, serializer is the responsible for how many activities? Please confirm. Serializers are responsible for how many activities, right? 3 activities serializers are responsible. One is serialization, second one is the deserialization, third one itself is what is the third one, sir? Third one itself is validation, sir. Now in the serializer, sir, here max length is equal to 10. Is really this validation is working or not? In our example, let me cross check, sir. Let me cross check. Here I'm taking Priyanka. Yes, here within the 10 characters only, no problem. Now the response, hello Priyank, happy Pongal. Like this, it's getting the response. Now I'm taking, sir, here name, okay, like name I'm taking. Next, here just I'm taking, sir. Can you please tell, is it valid data or not? Is it valid data or not? No, invalid data. Regarding this data is not valid. What response we are going to get? Observe that. If I'm trying to send a post request, have you observed what is the response we are going to get? I will look once. Sir, name, ensure this field has no more than 10 characters. This field has no more than 10 characters. Like clearly it is going to 10. It is the invalid sum. Clear, friends? Any doubt? Can I go to the next level? That's all this is. Post method is also working, sir. Okay, post method itself is also working. Okay, get method, post method, right? We know that clarity I will provide. Don't worry. Just after few minutes I will discuss. Okay. Next, is this message is given by DRF? Correct. DRF serializer is the responsible to provide this message, because serializers, DRF provided serializers are responsible to perform validation Once validation fails, automatically this response is coming. Because why this response is going to come? Do you know why this response is going to come? I wrote here to send this response. Here have you observed? If valid, this is the response what I have to provide. Else, can you please provide errors serializer dot errors information. That's why we are seeing this response, right? What is the status code we are getting? Have you observed, right? What is the status code we are getting? 400 status code. Am I set status code at the 400 or not? Sachin, getting right? Okay. Now the next one more. Sir, just what about remaining methods? What about remaining methods, right? Just the remaining methods. Just let me show just the basic syntax. That's all. Not required to worry. Here, DEF. Sir, one more. Whether you observed or not observed, I didn't. Have you remembered? Here we are sending which request? Here we are sending which request? Which request you are sending? Post request. Regarding post request. Actually, in the last, to send the post request, compulsory CSRF verification should be disabled. Correct or not? Compulsory CSRF verification should be disabled. But am I disabled anywhere in this example? No, I didn't disable. So CSRF token is coming as a part of our post request. Sir, who is the responsible to send that CSRF token? Yes, this browsable API is going to take care. Remember this one. Are you in the position to understand, right? This browsable API, whenever you are sending the request, now browsable API itself is partner application. Internally, it is sending CSRF token also. Getting that's why we are not required to do that. Okay, but if we send manually from our Python application something, then we require to take care about this. Okay, now I hope you didn't ask that doubt, but anyway, that is the reason. Okay, next DEF. Sir, here I'm taking put method. DEF put method self comma request comma star args comma star arg keyword args, like this I'm taking, sir. Keyword args, like I'm taking. Sir, here take very special care about this one, sir. So I want just for flow purpose only. Return response of which response, right? Message this response from put method. This response from put method of API view. This response from put method of API view, like this, right? Okay, that's all. Just the flow purpose only. Like with the database, I will explain that. Don't worry, sir. Next, here observe that. Here observe put and then, sir, delete this response from delete method. Okay, like next, one more method we are missing, sir. Have you remember? Get, post, put, delete, patch also you can provide. Okay, now I'm taking, sir, this is patch. Okay, sir, response from patch method offline. That's all. So just the remaining three methods also I implemented, but I didn't write any big business logic, because just you people should be aware the flow, then the remaining things will become easy for you people, right? Any doubt? Can I send the request? Now, how many methods are supported, sir? Almost all the methods are supported, okay, by this API view. Now, have a look once, sir. I want to send the request. Now I want to send the request. Observe that. Now I'm sending the request. This is from the browsable API. Can you please observe the list is updated with the remaining methods also or not? Put, delete, patch, you can able to see, sir. Okay. Now by default get method. By default get method, right? Sir, now this is the post method. This is the post method. We know right. Now this is the put and patch. Put and patch. Of course, put method send some JSON data. Send some JSON data. Empty. That's all. Empty itself is the JSON data only. Remember this one, sir. Put. If I send put request, if I send the put request, this is the response from put method of API view. Perfectly, put method is working, man. Put method is working like same way. If just the curly brace open and close, patches up. Curly brace open and close, patch. Now, sir, this response from patch method of API view. Regarding patch method is working properly. Now, put is okay, patch is okay. Next, what about delete, sir? You can able to say delete. If I click this one, are you sure you want to delete this REST API? Delete. Now, delete method executed. This is from delete method of API view. Don't concentrate on business logic. Just concentrate on how to write the methods, whether these methods are responding properly or not. Okay, how you can send these requests from browsable API. Friends, all the people are in a position to understand clearly basic idea. Okay, that's all. Sir, now I will go for view sets. Remember this one. Just this is just the basic, very basic idea about this test. I mean API views. Okay, if you are going to extend the API view, API view, sir, can you please confirm which methods we have to implement? Sir, get method, post method, put method, patch method, delete method, right? Okay, these methods should be implemented by using, of course, these are the methods we have. But if you go for view set, then we have to implement some different methods. Remember this one, we require to implement some modal action related methods. View set methods are different. Next, API view methods are different. Next, here there is some special concept also must be required. Let me put that special concept also. Sir, up to this, everything is very clear for you people, right? Okay, then. Now I want to go for view set. Sir. Sir, by using view set, we can write business logic for our endpoint, or for our API view, business logic we can write. It is the alternative to API view. So in the last example, whatever example just we executed, we used API view. Now we have to go for view set. Okay, that's all. Now in the case of API view, we can use HTTP methods as functions of our class. So like get method, post method, put method, next put method, patch method, delete method, patch method, delete method, like these methods we use in the API views. But in the case of view set, which methods we require to use is, in the case of view set, which methods we require to use is, observe very carefully, sir. List is the method. To get all resources, all resources are records. Okay, like if you want to get all resources, then happily you can go for list is the method. Now I'm taking retry method, right? Sir, when we should go for this retry method? To get a specific resource. Do you know something like a detail operation? Boss, employee ID 1. That employee information I want, then automatically get off ID, then we should require to go for retrieve specific resource, right? Okay, list method, retrieve method. Next, do you know create, sir? Sir, what the purpose of create? To create a new resource. Just observe create method, sir. To create. Can I use the word it is post method? Internally create means what? Post method or not? I respond. Internally it is a post method, right? Next, sir, update method. Update method. Sir, now update means sir, to perform updation. sir, full updation. To perform full updation, compulsory, we require to pass all the fields. Remember this one. Next, partial update. Partial updates. Do you know, if you want to perform patch operation, partial update, to perform partial updation, to perform partial update, right? Next, last one. Anyone, can you please tell about the last method? Can you please confirm what is the last method? Last method, good. Destroy. Are you getting? Last method is the destroy. Okay, to delete your resource. To delete your resource, like this, right? Okay, these are the methods what we require to call. So total, how many methods are there, sir? List method, retry method, create method, update method, partial update, and then destroy. These methods are there, sir. You people should aware. Getting? So here, if you observe, get the method equivalent is either list method or retry method. Remember this one, sir. These two methods are equivalent to get. Next, post means equivalent method is what? Destroy method. Next, update here. Put means update method. Put means update. Next, patch means. Can you please tell what is the equivalent method? Patch. Sorry. Here, why the word destroy is coming? Create. Sorry. Okay, patch means what? Partial update. Next, delete means put patch. Okay, delete means do you know, sir, what is the delete? Equivalent method is destroy method. Everyone in the position to understand, right? In the API view, the method names are HTTP method names. Okay, but in the view set, the method names are database model actions. So destroy a resource, create a resource, update a resource, database operations will become method names in the case of view set, but in the case of API view, these are just simply HTTP methods. Clear? Any doubt? Okay. Next, do you know API views? We have to write total logic, sir. But in the view set, most of the logic will be provided automatically. Hence, we can provide more functionality with less code, and we can develop API very quickly, sir. Sir, if you want to develop API just very quickly within very short span, highly recommended you should go for what? View set. Don't go for API view. API view where everything we have to write the code, but here most of the code will be generated automatically. Okay, so when we should go for view sets? When view sets are best choice. When view sets are best choice. Okay, when we should go for view sets, right? Very simple. If we want to develop a simple CRUD interface to our database, observe that. If we want to develop a simple CRUD interface for our database. I want to develop a simple CRUD interface for our database. Then happily we can go for okay, view set. A simple CRUD interface, right? Next, if we want to develop APIs very quickly, then which one is the best choice? Obviously, view set is the best choice. So next, if we are performing very standard operations, right? Standard operations like, sir, I'm not having any customization. Standard operations only. Delete, destroy, delete, update, something like standard operation. Then API view is the best choice, right? Next, if we are not performing any complex operations, any complex operations, then API view, view set is the best choice. Are you in the position to understand, right? Sir, a simple CRUD interface in 2 minutes I can able to develop now. A simple CRUD interface in 2 minutes I can able to develop API. Okay, that is the biggest advantage of these view sets. Friends, up to this, any doubt? Clear, right? Okay. Now, can I go for next level? I want to explain a sample code. I want to explain a sample code so that you people can feel more comfortable. Yeah. Here just observe carefully, sir. I'm taking, sir, in the same example only. Sir, once this is API view. Now let me go for one more class I'm taking. Sir, observe carefully, sir. One more class I'm taking. Okay. Class test view set. Test view set I'm taking. Which is the child of view set, right? Which is the child of view set. So to use a view set, compulsory we require to go for import. We require to import view set. Here I want to use a view set. If you want to use a view set, compulsory here we require to go for import. Can you please guide which import statement I have to take? From REST framework, boss, from REST framework dot, from REST framework dot, please guide. I forgot, sir. REST framework dot views import API view. REST framework dot views import API view. Already we discussed. But this one is the view set. Which thing we require to take care? Okay, remember. From REST framework import view sets. Observe that view sets is the module name. So REST framework is the package. In that view sets is the module name. This view sets dot view set. View sets module contain view set class. So observe the import statements, the difference. If you want the API view, sir, from REST framework dot views import API view. But here from REST framework dot view sets import. Okay, like if you want dot view sets import view set. Okay, like we can take. Any doubt? Just observe that import view set. How we imported? Where it's available, sir? View sets is the module name. That view sets module contain view set class. Now I want to implement list operation. List. Here the terminology the different. List create this type of terminology will be there, sir. List operation. Okay. Now self comma request. Self comma request. Even star args, star keyword args, like if you want you can, otherwise you can ignore. Sir, now what is the code we have to take? Sir, the only methods names are different, but the remaining functionality is always the same, sir. The remaining functionality is always the same. Don't worry, sir. Here I'm taking color red, yellow, green, blue. Here happy new year, like this I'm taking, sir. Any doubt? Is the functionality is the same or not? Am I seeing any difference? Nothing. But only thing is instead of list method, instead of get method, now I'm taking which one, sir? List itself is the answer, right? Okay, that's all this is. Next, sir, next terminology, take very special care, sir. Just 2 minutes. Very important point I want to talk. In the API view, who is the responsible to define URL patterns, mapping views to the URL patterns? We are explicitly, developer is the responsible to do that. But in the view set, we are not required to do that. But in the view sets, we are not required to do that. Okay? Routers will take care. Routers will map views to URLs automatically. Regarding automatically, right? Sir, here rotors will map views to URLs automatically. Rotors concept required only for the view sets, but not for API views. Okay, rotor is going to take care, mapping views to the URLs, right? But how to define this rotor? These things are very, very important. Okay, sir, observe that in API views, we have to map views to URLs manually. But in the view set, we are not required to do explicitly. DRF provides rotors concept. DRF provides one special class, default rotor. What is the class name? Observe that, sir. It is the class name. It is the official class name. Default rotor. Okay, default rotor class to map view sets to the URLs, sir, which are used by partner application. The URLs, whatever used by partner application, these URLs are mapped to the views. Who is going to take care, sir? Default rotor is going to take care. Okay, rotors provide an easy way of automatically determining URL configurations. Or automatically URL configurations will be determined by using these rotors. That is the advantage. One advantage of view sets when compared with API views is in the view set we are not required to define URL mappings, right? So rotor is going to take care. Next, sir, most of the code will be generated automatically in the case of view set. Just observe, this is one advantage, right? Okay, right. Next, so how you can, sir, rotors are required only for the views developed by view sets. Okay, for API views, rotors are not required. But how you can create default rotor? How to register our view to the default rotor? This concept must be required. Sir, now have a look once. What I'm taking, sir? What I'm trying to take? Let me open urls.py. Okay, sir, very simple. This line is no longer required because I'm not using any API view. I'm not using any API view. Okay, I'm using view set. This line I don't want, sir. Here I'm taking first import default rotor. I want to create rotor object, right? Default rotor object from rest framework dot rotors import rest framework dot rotors import okay, default rotor. Remember this one, import default rotor, like import default rotor. Okay, from rest framework dot rotors import default rotor. Now rotor is equal to, I want to create default rotor object. Are you getting? Sir, in the urls.py, just we imported default rotor and we created default rotor object. Can you please confirm? Any doubt about this one? Clear? Just we created default rotor object. Now we have to register our view to the default rotor. Rotor dot register. Okay, now I'm taking test view set. Observe that test view set, like this I'm taking comma views dot test view set, use dot, sir, test view set, sir, dot as view. It is not required. Just we are registering like, sir, base name maybe for the reverse URLs maybe internally required. Base name is test view set, like this I'm taking, sir. Base name is test view set, like this I'm just taking. Here the important thing, whenever partner application sending the request with the endpoint, so this endpoint mapped with which view, everything is going to take care by rotor object. Okay, that's why we have to create rotor and we require to register our view set with the default rotor. Remember this one, sir. Now this rotor can give our view set functionality. If any person sending the request with this endpoint, or with this, then immediately test of view set corresponding activity it's going to be performed. Create Sachin. Who is the responsible to map? Who is the responsible to map our endpoint provided by partner application to the corresponding view? Rotor is the responsible. That's why we have to create rotor object. We have to create rotor object like this, right? Okay, and we require to register. But partner application should reach up to default rotor or not? Remember that. From the default rotor, from the view set, now the corresponding functionality I will expose. But partner application should reach up to default rotor or not? Yes. That's why what we have to take is only rotor we require to configure. That's all, sir. The remaining views related thing I don't want to configure anything. Only this one I have to configure. URL. Okay. Like here, just observe carefully, sir. Here I'm taking. Now let me remove this part. Okay. Here, just a empty. That's all. Just a empty means, what is the meaning of that? 127. 127.0.0.1 colon 8000. That's all. Regarding just empty. That's all. Just empty. Empty. This one is pointing to. This one is pointing to. Okay. Sir, which one? Rotor include of rotor dot URLs. But anyway, include must be required. Don't worry, sir. Very easy. All these things are only one time. End user or partner application can send the request up to this one, sir. Up to this. Now default rotor will come. Default rotor. How many view sets are registered with the default rotor? All that list it is going to display. If you click this one, now the corresponding activity will be started. Now have a look once, sir. But anyway, which code you wrote extra? That's what you should aware. So what I did? I create a default rotor. For the default, with the default rotor, I register my view set. With this name, and then rotor related URL I updated in the URLs pattern. Any doubt? Are you able to get right? So simple. All these things are only one time terminology. Don't worry. So this rotor concept is required only for API view, only for view sets. Okay. Well, now, sir, in the views.py. Already I implemented list operations, sir. No endpoint. Now observe this. How it is going to work? Where endpoint is going to come? Sir, in the urls.py, here nothing will be there. Directly come to rotor. Now the rotor is going to display all register view sets information. Sir, how many view sets are there? Can you please confirm? How many view sets are there? Only? You respond, man. How many view sets are there? Only one view set. So this one view set information will be displayed. Now have a look once. Sir, if you see first thing, complete cycle, then nothing will be there, sir. Okay. Is the server, any problem with the server? No. Happily it is there. Okay. Well, now have a look one. Can you please tell? I have to send the request up to this only. Correct or not? Okay, respond. Up to this or not? Yes, we require to send the request up to this one only. Now observe this one. Yes, here the default basic root view for default rotor. Are you getting the default basic root view for default rotor? With the default rotor, do you know, sir, how many view sets are configured? Test the view set. Okay, this is the configure. If you want to send the request for this endpoint, this is the way. Yes, friends. Are you in the position to see the response or not? Okay, it is the get request with this. It is the get request with this. Yes, any number of users we can register with the default router. For every user default router, we are not required to create Priyank. Are you in the position to understand, right? Clear, right? If I click this one, now this is a small difference is there. Okay, like because how many methods you can support, sir? Only get head option, so that's all. Sachin, good. So when compared with the API views, what is the advantage of usage? One biggest advantage, URLs we are not required to configure manually. Everything is going to take care by my router. So complexity of URLs we can able to resolve by using default router. We can. It is the advantage when compared with the API view. Completed, right? Can I go for next one? Compulsory, Vinod. If multiple view sets are there, we require to register each view set manually. But very rare, because a single view set can perform all the 4 CRUD operations. Then what is the need of another view set? Usage of multiple view sets are not required. Yeah, multiple view sets means obviously multiple endpoints, right? Okay. So that's all. This is about what is the get operation, right? I mean, sorry, list operation, right? Okay, now we can go for the remaining operations also very easily, sir. Nothing will be there. Can I go for next one? Yes, friends. Can I go for next one? Okay. Now very simple, because we are not required to write the code, big code. We are very simple. What is the next operation I can implement? Sir, this is the list. This is the list. It never talks about any primary key. It is going to list out all resources, something like. What is the next operation I can implement? Post. Are you getting post operation? Post operation means create operation. Create. Can I implement create operation? Are you respond, friends? def create self comma request. def create self comma request. Now I have one small doubt. So can I use copy paste of this code? Because serializer is already available with me. Can I copy paste of this code? Okay, name serializer. If a name is there, hello, happy Pongal, instead of happy Pongal, happy new year 2019, something like that. If it is the value, return response, else like this. But anyway, you people may ask, sir, you are writing complete code, but I'm not performing any database operations. Have you remembered, right? That's why just I'm providing explicitly. If you are simple CRUD operation, this much code is not required. Only 2 lines are enough. Clear? Up to this? Okay. Now is it really going to work or not? Is this one is going to work or not? 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Let me check again. Is the server side any problem? Nothing will be there. Okay. Yes. Well, now 127. That's all. Observe perfectly. This is the view set which is registered. Now let me click that. Yes. Have you observed, right? Now, sir, this is the get request. Now, sir, this is the get request. Now, I want to send. Now, I want to send post request also. Here, name is some Ravi. Like this, I'm taking. Some Ravi, like I'm taking. Now, this is JSON. Name, post. Hello Ravi, Happy New Year 2019. Regarding Hello Ravi, Happy New Year 2019. Perfectly, it's working, sir. So create method is also working or not? Okay. Now, the next one, what I want to take here is legend this one, sir. What are the remaining methods? List we implemented. Create we implemented. Create means post. What the remaining? Putta. Oi Shashank. What are the next methods? List we implemented. Create we implemented. Next one. It is the view set. List create. Next, sir, detail or retrieve. You know, retrieve means a particular record I want. Something like particular record. Retrieve operation. Next, after retrieve, then we have to go for, sir, update. Next, partial update. Okay, partial update. Next, destroy. That's all. These are the methods what I have to implement, sir. But one thing you should be aware, these two persons never talks about any primary key. Correct or not? Just list out all the records. Next, create a new record. These two members never talks about any primary key. But retrieve, update, partial update, destroy. So which record you want? What is the primary key? Which record you want to update? What is the primary key? Sir, which partial update? Which record you want to update partially? So what is the primary key? Which record you want to delete? What is the primary key? All these people talks about primary key, right? That's why just third argument also we may require to pass. Now observe third method. DEF retrieve of self comma request comma PK is equal to none. I'm taking, sir. PK is equal to none. I'm taking. DEF retrieve self comma request comma PK is equal to none. I'm not passing any PK. That's why default value is the none. Sir, return response. Here just observe return response, like I'm taking here return response. This is the response from which method, sir? This is the response from which method? Retrieve method of view set. That's all, sir. Retrieve method is ready. Just for flow sake, I'm taking. Retrieve is ready. Next, here observe. Next one. What is the next? Here, sir, retrieve. Okay. What are the remaining methods, right? Update. Sorry. Update. Here response from update method. Next, sir, what is the partial update? Okay, response from partial update. Method. Okay, next, last one, sir, destroy. Okay, this is from destroy method. Okay, any doubt? All the people are in a position to understand, right? Yes, friends. Just generally, we can perform CRUD based, right? We know if it is the CRUD based, everything we require to pass by using from PK. Especially view set is always talks about database CRUD operations only. That's why it is the PK. If it is the normal business logic, Then slug field we can, if you want to use a slug, these type of field, better to go for API view, not for the view set. Okay. Well, now, sir, all the methods are ready. Okay. Now, whether it is going to work or not. Yes. Now observe that. Get and post. Get and post. It is get method you can perform, post method you can perform. Have you observed right? Put method, patch method, put method, patch method, and a delete method. Are you getting? Put method, patch method, and a delete method. We require to do that. Getting? Yes. Suppose, yes, one retry method. Now if I use put, if I use, this is from the response from update method. If I use patch, partial update. If I use a delete, yes, from delete or destroy method. Can you please observe what is this partner application? Yeah, the partner application I'm using. Yes, the partner application I'm using. Browsable API, which is provided by Django REST framework. Priyank, slug means part of URL pattern, which can be used for SEO purpose. Okay, now Django videos I explain. Yeah, that's it. So everyone can able to understand just the basic idea. What is the API view and what is the view set, which methods, how to test whether the methods are responding or not. Now in the next session I will provide differences between API view and view set, just almost around 8 or 9 differences, and then some database based on database related API views I have to explain. Next, there are multiple mixing classes, supporting classes are there. All those things I have to discuss, right? Okay. And once these things got completed, then we have to go for view sets. Once view sets is also got completed, then we have to talk about authentication, authorization, like the remaining things. Okay, just another 2 sessions to 2 or 3 sessions. This views part we are going to complete, and then happily we can move to authentication, authorization concept. Okay, next one more small point I have to tell for you people, like one more small thing. Okay, I have to talk. Sir, what the important point here is, listen this one, especially we know all the people. Can you please respond? Can you please listen carefully, sir? Very important point. Is it right time to talk? Or tomorrow? Tomorrow maybe I may forget. Okay, that's why please listen carefully. This is a very important point I'm telling. So do you know? Yes, here we developed our applications. Now listen, these are the applications we developed, sir. Assume that, sir, just I'm taking Durga jobs project. I'm taking, sir, Durga jobs project, DJ project, like this I'm taking, sir, DJ project, Durga jobs project, like this I'm taking. In this DJ project, observe very carefully. Sir, now again DJ project folder will be there. In the there are settings.py. Have you remembered settings.py? Next urls.py, like there are multiple fields are available. Next here our test application is there. In that test application, views.py, next models.py, okay, models.py, next okay, admin ... remaining things will be there, sir. Yes, now take a very special care. I want to develop a Django project, okay, for Durga jobs, Durga jobs to provide jobs information, to display jobs information for the end user. If the end user sending the request, if the end user sending the request 127 or otherwise Django projects data, like now automatically, sir, happily for the end user, it is going to provide support. Somewhere we covered in our Django applications, like it is already in the live. Yes, the same application is already there. Okay, this application is going to provide the response. Now, my doubt here is, observe very carefully, sir. We just developed one Django application. End user happily can use our application. Correct or not? If any user sending the request, now the jobs information is it displaying or not? Yes, no problem at all. Now the problem here is, so to display jobs and so on, where I define total business logic inside views.py. Total business logic to develop this application. I wrote the inside views.py. Correct, right? So where we have to write complete code, display and so on, everything we require to write inside views.py. Okay, but after developing this application, I realized that this application can be used by only end user. No, sir, the Android application can't communicate with my application. Okay, Java application can't communicate with my application. So my application will be provided service only for end user, the people who are sending the request from the browser. No, from the mobile they have to access from some by using some other application. Also, they should be in a position to communicate. For that, we have to develop API. Are you getting? We have to develop API. Now, are you seeing the role of API? Now, I hope you can able to see API, right? Okay. Now, how to develop? Up to this, our role is up to this part. Up to this point, our role is application developer. Right? But now onwards, we have to develop API, and our role will become API developer. Regarding API developer, right? So now what I have to do is take very special care. Sir, I don't want to touch this test app, views.py, models.py, all this. I don't want to touch because it contains valuable business logic which can be used by my Django application. I don't want to touch this. Then where you have to develop views for your API, what I will take is, observe very carefully. Inside a test app, I will take a separate folder API. Inside API, I will take my own user.py, my own urls.py, like this. Observe very carefully, sir. These views and models related to test app. Regarding these views and models related to test app, sir. But the API, under that, I'm taking views.py, urls.py. Inside, yes, business logic for our API. Are you getting the point? Are you in the position to understand, right? Now, this is, we have to provide endpoints. Am I disturbing any business logic of my application? Any business logic of my application? Am I disturbing anything? No. So, human being, just he can use by using these URLs directly, he can access. But third party partner application third party partner application. Okay, so we'll use by using these URLs. These URLs internally pointing to these views. So only API, sir, it is. So this API business logic will be provided to the partner application. We know redundancy won't be there. Just we are API development is the different and the normal business functionality is the different. Just if you start working on a simple project, then you can able to get that much clarity. Nothing. These models happily you can use here, no problem at all. These models you can use here also inside API folder. Happily you can reuse these models. We are not required to rewrite again models. For these models only, we are going to write API. Getting right? Sir, tomorrow I don't want API. Can I remove this API? Can I remove this API? Is there any problem in the application? No. Remember that. Sir, here you have to give a normal your application functionality is the different, API functionality is the different. Application developer role is the different, API developer role is the different. Clear, right? Most of the times API is always talks about CRUD. Most of the times API always talks about CRUD. That's all. Nothing will be there. Other than CRUD, it won't do anything. Maybe Vinod, I'm not sure. Okay, just get this picture anyway. At last, maybe after completing REST API, I will develop a small application. So normal application and then API for that application also I will do, so that you may get much clarity. But up to that, just better to keep this picture in your mind. Yeah, Priyank, you can. Clear, right?